What it do, baby? It's your boy Enrico, and I'm back again. This time, came to holler at y'all about the Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco. Now, Thursday Night Football was last night, and the Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco handled their business. The Browns beat the Jets 20. The Jets had 20, the Browns had 37. It was 37-20 Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns handled their business. They came down the first drive, scored a touchdown. Probably took about 5 or 6 plays. And then, surprisingly to me, the Jets came right back down and took about 6 plays, 7 plays to get down the field, maybe score, maybe 8 plays. And they scored a touchdown the next drive. So the first 2 drives, a touchdown. Boom. I was surprised because, both teams are known for being, defensive teams. The Jets definitely don't have a strong offense, so that was surprising. But slowly but surely, the Cleveland Browns took a stranglehold of the game, controlled the game. Pretty much limited the Jets. Jets got a couple good plays in. They made a defensive play. My man Jermaine Johnson, shout out to you. He got a pick 6 on Joe Flacco. That definitely kept the Jets in the game somewhat. But eventually Cleveland did what, most of us thought they was going to do. They just overwhelmed the Jets, and they took care of business, man. And it was also the 11th win of the season. The Browns are now 11-5, and with that win, they clinched the playoff berth, man. So shout out to the Cleveland Browns. I know y'all organization, y'all don't see the playoffs every year. It's not like nothing guaranteed for y'all out there. Not trying to be funny or nothing like that. I'm just being factual. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Washington fan, so I'm not in no position to talk no shit. Trust me, I ain't talking shit because I'm in the same boat. I rarely see it out here. So all I'm saying is I know they really, appreciate the moment. They're enjoying it. And as you can see last night, if you pay attention to the post-game show and all that, you can see the fans going crazy outside in the stadium. The Cleveland Brown players enjoyed it and all that. So the atmosphere, you could tell they was really enjoying the atmosphere. They really felt the vibe from the fans, and they were excited themselves to make the playoffs, obviously. So, yeah, man, shout out to the Browns for handling y'all business. But this video is about Joe Flacco, man. Shout out to my man Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, man. Hey, I ain't never think I'd be seeing this right now from you, Joe. For real, man. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was drafted in the 2008 NFL Draft in the first round with the number 18 pick by the Baltimore Ravens. He's from Delaware University. He transferred from Pittsburgh, actually. I didn't know that. He transferred from Pittsburgh, then he went to Delaware. Got drafted in the first round by the Baltimore Ravens, number 18. Now, I always been a huge Joe Flacco fan, man. Always been a Flacco fan. Like, since going back to his days, obviously with the Ravens. I'm in the DMV. I'm out here. I'm a Washington fan, but, I'm close to the Ravens. So, I always been watching Joe, and I always liked Joe, man. I always liked him as a quarterback. I liked him a lot. And I always feel like he's pretty much undervalued, unappreciated, man. I ain't gonna lie, like, he never had a good reputation, like, as far as a top quarterback, which he was not per se, but his reputation was like he wasn't really like as important and as good as he really was, and I didn't like that part of it. Like, he wasn't big time, he wasn't elite. I get it. His numbers, his regular season play was average a lot of times, but I always recognized and realized like what type of big game quarterback he was and is apparently still. So, you know what I'm saying? So I always used to argue with people about Joe Flacco, man. Always telling people like Flacco, man, like, they would throw guys out there like Matt Ryan or, Phillip Rivers, like that people that was, even I can admit a lot of people believe that they were better, and even I can admit, certain years I probably would definitely say they were better. But I always had an argument with people when it come down to it, when the rubber meet the road. Like, who do you want? And at the end of the day, them the guys I'm going to choose. Even if they only perform in the playoffs or they only do it every now and then, if I believe that's who they are and they're going to do it when it count, I'm going to go with those guys over a guy that get me the numbers, but I don't know what he going to do when it really count. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always compare him to people like Matt Ryan, who done won a regular season MVP, Phillip Rivers, who done went to endless Pro Bowls. You know what I'm saying? Got all the numbers. I done compared him to those dudes. Like, look, I love these dudes, but you give me one game for all the marbles, I'm taking Flacco over them. Like, no hesitation, no question. And I was dead serious. And people used to laugh me out. Used to be like, man, Flacco a bum. He's sorry. He only good because the defense. Blah blah blah. And like I said, he had his flaws, man. Flacco had and has his flaws. He's not perfect. He's not elite. But it's just something about certain guys that they're winners, man. And Joe Flacco has always been a winner, man. And now he done took what he, you know what I'm saying, had in Baltimore, what he learned in Baltimore, or what he cultivated in Baltimore within himself. And he done took that to the Browns at this stage, because he done been through a couple other teams. He done stopped by the Broncos. He done stopped by the Jets. I believe he might have been with the Eagles for a hot second. You know, he danced around with a couple teams, and he basically was on the couch, you know, preparing to basically never play football again. Like, you heard him talk last night after the game. He basically was like, you know, he kind of saw what the situation in the NFL was as far as all the quarterbacks getting hurt. So he kept himself, you know, in shape. He was working out, kind of hoping he would get a call. But, you know, the year was going on. He didn't get a call. So he was pretty much saying, like, you know, he was getting, you know, reserved and getting used to, like, living his life how he was living it, being around, you know, being in the house, seeing his kids grow up, being around his kids and his wife and his family, you know. And he was basically, like, coming to peace with it, like the fact that this might be, like, you know, the rest of my life, or I might have, you know, look forward to this part of my life, because football is basically in the back burner. I might not get a chance again. He was basically looking at it like that. Boom. Now he get the call from the Browns. Everybody was saying he should have got the call from the Jets. I don't know what the Jets was thinking. Who knows if this Flacco would have showed up in New York or not. But this Flacco right here definitely could help the Jets out too. And could have probably did what he doing for the Browns for them. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? But he landed in Cleveland. And boy, oh boy, Joe Flacco, man. It's unbelievable, man. Like, he's really bringing that winner presence to that team. Like, they believe they can win with Joe Flacco, which is crazy. Because he even, like I say, even me, like, you know, I wasn't thinking about Joe Flacco. At this current stage of his career, like, the last few stops he had, he wasn't looking too great. He wasn't looking like, you know, he was somebody that can get something done for you in a playoff moment. Or in playoff moments, championship moments. But currently, he's looking exactly like somebody that can get it done for you in championship playoff moments. And we all know that he's somebody that done it before. Like, he done went to Foxborough and beat Brady and Belichick multiple times. He should have beat him another time. My man Lee Evans dropped that damn touchdown against them that time. I never forget that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I already told you I'm a Washington fan, but I always been not a fan of them, like, literally, but I always been a fan of how the Baltimore Ravens ran their organization and the type of players they had. Like, you can't help it. They always had dogs. They always got a winning mentality. They always play, like, hard-nosed football. That's what I that's what I would love my team to be like. You know what I'm saying? So anytime they got in the playoffs, which is basically every year, and basically every year my team wasn't in the playoffs, I was, you know, when the playoffs start, the Ravens on, I end up rooting for them. Not like I said, not like a real fan, but like I would start rooting for them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I remember everything, man. I'm telling you, when Lee Evans dropped that damn touchdown, they were supposed to go to another Super Bowl. That boy Flacco, that was the AFC Championship, dog. That boy Flacco was on a mission. Endless years in different playoffs. Like, people don't really give him credit for, man. Like, played top-notch football all the time. Like, he played top-notch football when it really counts. When the time comes, when the rubber meet the road, like I said, when you really need to have it, that's when Joe Flacco he plays his best, and he stands out amongst the rest as one of the best in the moments. You can't deny it. The man went on a Super Bowl run when they won the Super Bowl against the San Francisco back then. The Harbaugh, when Jim coached against Jim Harbaugh versus John Harbaugh. He was the quarterback. Ray Lewis, yeah, all of them. It was Kaepernick, yeah, back then. He been doing this. He went 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on that Super Bowl run. And he won Super Bowl MVP. I believe. Didn't he win MVP? Yeah, I think he won MVP. He won Super Bowl MVP, I believe. If I'm wrong, you know, scratch that, but I think he won MVP. But even if he didn't, man, 11 touchdowns, 0 picks, and, like, he was doing that. But, like, he did that for several different playoff runs, even ones that didn't lead to the winning of Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been know that Joe Flacco is really that guy. I used to always tell people, like, him and Eli Manning, the two best, besides Brady, the two best playoff, you know, quarterbacks I've ever seen. And it's crazy because Brady obviously is already great. He's great all the time. So, you know, everybody doesn't stay great when the pressure hits, when the pressure comes either. Because we all know pressure bust pipes. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just don't stand to that pressure. That's what make Brady so great. But it's even wilder, and it makes some. It's like even a more interesting dynamic when somebody's not great, basically never, or he's like good, but like when the moment rises, when all the stakes are on the line, they get better and they at their best, like consistently. And that's what I always seen from Eli Manning and Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco, man, I'm telling you, Joe Cool, that boy is a assassin. Like he gonna get it done for you if you get him in position, man. And Cleveland is putting himself right in position right now to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, right now it's looking interesting. Right now, Joe Flacco then brought his mojo with him to Cleveland, and now they got that winning mojo. They looking like a dangerous team, man. They looking like a very dangerous team. I don't think nobody wants no parts with them. You see what they did with the Jets last night. What was it? I think 19 for 29, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, like great numbers. I mean, 1 interception. He threw a pick six, like I said earlier. He did throw a pick six, but, you know, the Cleveland defense has that type of defense. They can make up for that. They can definitely make up for that. Like, okay, you make a couple mistakes, we got you. We can bail you out. Because they're going to get a couple turnovers themselves, which they did, and a touchdown. So, Joe Flacco is not no fluke, yo. I'm trying to tell you. Joe Flacco ain't no fluke, yo. My man is real. He's trail. When it comes down to this playoff shit, this real big boy football shit, Joe Flacco, one of them dudes you want, man. Laugh or not, you might say I'm crazy, but I'm dead serious, man. Joe Flacco, and I always said it. Everybody that know me, they know what time it is. I really believe in Flacco, man. Like, he really that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for him, for real, man. I'm really rooting for Joe Flacco, man. He look like a good guy, you know. He had his family with him last night and everything. You could tell how much it meant to him. So, he really just going out there, you know, playing balls to the wall, pause. Like, he just out there, like, off some YOLO shit. Like, yeah, old man off the couch, I'm out here. Like, I'm doing whatever it takes. And, like, yeah, he getting that shit done, man. And it's going to be interesting to watch to see how far he can help guide the Browns in the playoffs. Because, like I said, they did clinch. They clinched in the playoffs last night. So, shout out again, like I said, to the Cleveland Browns, man. Joe Flacco. The story of Joe Flacco is he not no fluke, yo. So y'all better zoom in and pay attention. Give my man some respect. Give him the credit he deserves, man. He's a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Give him some damn respect. Joe Flacco, he ain't the greatest, but he a little more than what y'all give him credit for, man. And y'all need to start, you know, mention his name a little better. Joe Flacco, he thorough, man. Shout out to you, Joe. Joe Flacco. But yeah, man, you know, I had to come holler at y'all about my man Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns and all that. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all for giving me a listen, for tapping in with your boy Enrico. You know, I'm gonna bring y'all some more content, man. Keep it coming always. Make it y'all best time till next time. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon again. Peace.